יפה. So after a day full of blessings here in the land of Israel, full of a great amount of rain and abundance. Rain is a physical manifestation of our prayers to nourish the soil and to bring our land back to life. And thank God we got to experience that in all of its greatness over the past 48 hours. With that, I want to just offer a few words about what this series is about for me. Over the past 2 years, I have totally shifted the way I relate to prayer. And part of that has to do with not thinking of prayer in its English understanding. The word to pray means to beg, but rather to look at it in its Hebrew understanding, tefillah. That it is something, it's a process, it's a reflective process that we do to ourselves to change our consciousness. And throughout the Amida, the great sages of our past gave us a roadmap for what we want our consciousness ideally to be focused on. And what are the things that the Jewish people want to bring down into the world so that we can be a light for the entire planet and, God willing, the entire universe. And that means that, first of all, we need to shift our consciousness from thinking that we're small and worthless and having to beg to understanding the greatness and the importance of who we are as human beings and specifically as Jews. And part of that greatness is an understanding that our consciousness literally creates reality. Hashem created the world with his words and with his ideas, and we do the same. We have the capacity to do the same if we believe in that capacity. And so for me, the Amida is a process of co-creating a brighter future for the Jewish people and for the world, as a symbiotic relationship between the power of imagination and the power of speech. So through these meditations, we'll be invoking the power of our imagination to help each of these blessings come to life inside of us, so that when you go into the Amida prayer, whether that's daily or weekly for you, you have an access point, images and emotional experiences that can flash in your mind and in your heart to bind you closer to this state of co-creation with the divine. Because you are made in God's image, which means that you are meant to create the world together with him. And this is why we say that the land didn't bear fruit, the grass didn't grow, the trees didn't flourish until Adam prayed for rain. And that's our job here in this world, is to help it come to life through our words and through our consciousness. And with that, I'm going to finish speaking in a lecture-y sort of way and invite you to bring your hands to your precious heart and to close your eyes. And we're going to bridge that ever long distance, the longest distance in the universe, the distance between our minds and our hearts. And you can do that by focusing your mind's eye in the space under your hand. And feeling the rise and fall of your chest. And breathing is something that happens automatically for you all day. But here you have a moment to notice your breath. and to feel yourself being breathed as an act of CPR by the divine, and to feel the pumping of your heart as if Hashem is pumping that breath of life with his hands, so to speak, into every fiber of your being. And as you feel the rise and fall of your chest, and feel the pitter-patter of your heartbeat, allow yourself to relax more deeply into your breath. Feel your head and your shoulders softening and relaxing. Your arms allowing themselves to be embraced by the light of the divine. Your entire torso and all of its organs letting go and becoming loose. And feeling your hips and legs all the way down to your toes. Becoming heavier as you settle into this meditation. And again, as you feel that rise and fall of your chest, and feel your heart beating, allow yourself to know that these are the signs that the world cannot exist without you. Without your light, without your love, without the magic of who you are. And with that knowledge, I invite you to think of a time that you felt deeply connected to one of your ancestors. It could be a parent or a great-great-great-great-grandparent. Relive that time as if it is happening right now. In this moment and in this body. Where are you? Who are you with? What colors and textures and details do you notice in your surroundings? What can you hear in this memory? Physical sensations arise. What emotions ride the wave of that connection? As you hold on to that connection to your ancestor, I invite you to imagine a descendant to be born 100 years from now. This person who is carrying the legacy of the best of who you are. See them standing before you. Feel yourself blessing them. They are your legacy. What do you want for them? Life. And light. And love. Great abundance. Connection. Beauty. Is there anything you don't want to bless them with? And allow your heart to expand with greater and greater love. For this precious soul who is your legacy. And see your ancestor on one side of you and your descendant on the other side of you. And feel the chain of connection that binds you all together. The chain of blessing. And I invite you to imagine that chain, functions as train tracks. And that your ancestor and your descendants are sitting with you. In the cart on top of these tracks. And that you are traveling along this chain back hundreds of years, back 1,000 years and 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 3,500 years. Until you come upon the hills of Judea in ancient Israel. And I invite you to get out of this cart and off the tracks and walk towards a tent that is open on all four sides. And in this tent is your father, Abraham. And call out to him, Abraham, Abraham. And see him step out of this tent. And his arms reach out as far as they can. His face lights up smile comes upon his lips. And without you having to say a word, he knows who you are. He knows that you are his legacy. You are the fruit of all of his tefillot, of all of his prayers. And feel him welcoming you into his embrace. And hear him whisper in your ears, "Thank you. Thank you, my precious." I never dreamed you would have been so beautiful. And he invites you to stand beside him and greet the day. And praise the creator of the universe. And bless his creation. And you thank Abraham for this gift of connection, of love. And you get back into this cart and travel some time ahead until you come upon decades later the tent of Yitzchak. And you get out of your cart and you walk up to Yitzchak's tent and you call out his name, Yitzchak, Yitzchak. And he steps out of this tent. His face is beaming. His arms reach out to you. Come, my precious. And he holds you in his embrace and cries into your shoulder. Because he knew that his descendants would be like the stars of the heavens and the sand, the seashore. But he didn't know how. And that's you. And he invites you to help him dig his father's wells, redig them. And re-access the water and the Torah that is the land of Israel. He invites you to meet him in prayer and bless the Creator. his creation. You thank him for his love and his presence, and get back into this cart. And in this cart, you travel some decades further. Until you come upon Beit El. The plot of land where Jacob had his dream of the angels traveling up and down the ladder. And you meet him there the morning after. And he knows just by looking at you exactly who you are. That his travels into the exile will bear fruit for many generations to come. And he opens his arms to you, and his face is beaming right at you. He takes you into his embrace and kisses your forehead. He thanks you for your dedication to being his legacy, for staying connected to the family, and for proudly calling yourself Israel. And what an opportunity for celebration. And so together we praise the Creator and bless his creation, and kiss this land that will be named after this man who loves you so dearly. Just like you loved the descendants after you, because you are his legacy. And thank you for your presence with him, and thank him for his presence with you. And get back into the cart and travel 3,000 years to the present moment. And imagine yourself standing at the kotel at the western wall, knowing that Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov are standing at your side and watching over you. With so much pride. And they're holding your hands. And All of the Jewish people are standing behind you, thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of them. And feel all of you together, lifting up your hands and praising your Creator and blessing His creation and feeling His protection around the entire Jewish people and for His protection around the land of Israel. Because we are the legacy of the Holy One. We are His firstborn. And with that knowledge, I invite you to hold in your consciousness all of the hostages of the Jewish people. And with your imagination, see them rising out of Gaza and freely, without any danger or hesitation, in total safety and light, walking out of Gaza and into the embrace of their families, of the entire Jewish people, and of our forefathers and foremothers, as they are their legacy. This land and this light that we are is our birthright. And I invite you to focus your attention now back on yourself. Feel Abraham and Sarah next to you. Yitzchak and Rivka next to them. And on your other side, Yaakov and Rachel and Leah. Feel their presence on either side of you. They're always there because you are their legacy. How could they forget you? Simply through the faculty of your imagination, you can invite them to be with you as you step into that Amida. You can invite them to hold you when things are dark and difficult. Always. Because their souls are not bound by time and space. And because they love you. Because you are their legacy. And when you are ready, holding on to the preciousness of this meditation, and knowing that you can always come back here simply by closing your eyes and remembering, I invite you to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and slowly make your way back into your body. And if you would like to do so, you can open your eyes and turn on your camera so we can bask in the glow of what we've created here. bless you, that you should always feel connected to the greatness of who you are, and to your mamas and your papas who love you so dearly. Wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and may the Jewish people only hear good news.